Okay, Jerry, this is your October 16th, I think, 2015 lesson. The stance is way better. You know, we like this, straight back, hands are, hanging nicely, and you've got a good angle from the shaft to your arms. And we want to shoot for, see how his is 90 degrees to his spine angle. That's the optimal, gives you the best body lines. Shaft. Yours isn't quite there, but better than it was. You can get about 80 degrees, 85. That's totally livable. So you get a little more, and looks like, the center of your body is probably here. I think the other day you were back closer to your heel. See how his center line is probably somewhere in here. But, good setup. Looks like your head's tilted a bit, which is great. But good grades on that. Like I said, we'll see on the other one we'll look right now. I'll mention the grip and I'll show you. This isn't the grip that you showed me. This is your playing grip, where the V is out here, and what you showed me was something in here. And you can, I think, you can't really. That might be the left-hand V. So they're working opposite and won't allow a good wrist set. But back to this thing here. So good setup. This is great. So the club is moving, but so is the shoulder. So clearly this is now a shoulder-driven backswing, as opposed to independent hand and arm movement, which is really good. So you get back. I can't see the blur. I think it's a little shut. I think this is the club face. Yeah, so it's a little shut, but his position is right. See how he brings his back and he's got a sensation that he's got the toe up, fanning the club almost, it feels like. See, this is his club face. And what that closed club face means is no forearm rotation. That's just indicative. Now, with no forearm rotation, we're going to fight being steep. If you get forearm rotation, and forearm rotation to people is a little confusing, but if you just think of getting the toe of the club up early, that'll give you the proper forearm rotation. Then from here, because forearm rotation really sets the plane. For example, this is no forearm rotation, the club shut. This is max rotation. So how I rotate these forearms gives me the swing plane of the shaft. So we work a little harder at getting that toe up there, but the position is really good. I like this. Yeah, that's really nice. So then you come up and that's right on plane. That's really good. Good shoulder tilt. Shoulder comes in, then it bumps into the shin right here. Right, exactly. Put very well. And then it becomes too steep. See, the butt of the club is pointed here. The butt of the club at this point should be pointed at the target line with two red tracks right here. And then we got this little overswing. So see how he shuts the thing down. When his shoulder stops turning, that's the end of the swing. And then from there, see, the butt of the club is out here at the target line, extended target line. And then when he comes down on this line. See, watch, the butt of the club comes racing down. He's all on plane. See how it's pointed at the ball? So it comes down through here, gets back to this toe-up position, then he just rotates his body through. On yours, I think we kind of drew this last time, but and obviously on his, not only does his downswing, but his backswing it's a linear backswing. So it goes up the red line, see the bed of the club? Up the red line and down the red line. No waving around. He doesn't have to find that line, doesn't have to find that swing plane. Yours, on the other hand, remember you have this kind of this C-shaped path. So that's definitely an overswing. Now when you come down, look. So here's the path. See, that's a lot of movement that you hear until you get it up linearly and down linearly. We're in for a crapshoot. So then you're kind of throwing your hands at the ball. And what's happening is you're coming down steep. You're a good athlete. You're going, I got to correct this. And so then you kind of throwing your hands out there, and look, it gets the butt of the club pointed at the ball. But you had to go from this angle where the butt of the club is out here in mid-swing to now point at the ball. That's changing the shaft lean, 50 degrees or something, right at the top, right at the critical point. Tough to time. So here comes the butt of the club down here. Now it's kind of outside the plane, and I'm guessing you're trying to save it. Yeah, you're trying to save it. This is really interesting because see the back wall thing? You need to keep one cheek on that back wall the entire time. So you come up here, and this part's pretty good. It's away maybe an inch, moves the head forward an inch. You see the ear goes from that crosshair to there. Then as you come down, see this knee is kind of jutting out. I mean, that we'll work on that, but it's not supposed to get past that toe line. It's supposed to be. See how his left knee is actually somewhere kind of like that. But anyway, so now this knee juts out. Now you kind of rotate around that jet knee, and your hip pockets come away from this. The good news is, at impact, you got the double cheek thing. So you're actually clearing your hips. That's a positive. The bad thing is the belt's going to the ball like this. The interesting thing to me is you're hitting it off the toe. If you're coming off the butt board by 3 or 4 inches, you should be hitting it off the hosel. Exactly. So now, how in the heck does he do that? Well, I'll show you how. This is the swing. This is the shaft and it's all because you're a good athlete. You can do it. So here's the shaft. At address. I mean, so you got a lot of moving parts that aren't needed and impossible at times, especially this little reverse loop thing. But this is the shafted input. That impact. Yeah. I think the butt of the club is. Yeah. Now, traditionally, pros will come up a little more upright, but their line is only like that. Okay. You know, a lot of them work real hard, but just the force of the club head, you know, so you come at this angle, just the force of the club head straightens out that angle a little more than an impact, a little more. Whereas you got straight up like this. Do your grip again. Grip again.
Keep getting that.
Okay. So take your right hand off. That's good. It almost looked like you had it up the thumb. It's under the pad where it should be. That's really good. So that isn't the problem, but so that's how. So you're coming in. The butt's coming away from the wall, so it should be moving your hands this way and the club head. But what you do is go whoop. You know, take out that angle totally. Right? So you're at this is the dress, so you come like this. You're beyond the ball. You know that you're going to hit it off the hosel or whiff it, so you're going straight out like this, trying to save it.
Okay.
So.
Without
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. But this is how we change it. We have to work consciously about the details and mechanics, and we're going to get really tied up. But as we get closer to playing, then we want to get it in the subconscious mode and where it becomes a habit. So your mission today is to let's not worry about the toe up. Your mission today is get to that position at the top instead of this one. And that position, I'll give you the, let me shut this off first.